Are you striving to make a significant difference in your organization and you want to become a more respected leader? That's what we're talking about in this video. When we talk about becoming a great leader, the first thing that we want to talk about is what are the qualities that employees or your team looks for in a leader? What are the things that stand out to them that make great leaders? Here's the short list: trustworthiness, empathy, clear communication, resilience, and empowerment. So from that list, what are the things that you inherently are good at? Maybe you're just a really trustworthy person. Maybe you're naturally empathetic, but there's probably things on this short list that you're maybe not very good at. And I'm not saying that every leader has to be perfect at all of these things, but in your organization, on your team, these are the traits, these are the characteristics that your team is looking for in a leader and somebody that they can look to and respect at the end of the day. These qualities help shape and nurture a productive work culture that is motivating and exciting and allows for employees to truly be who they are, propelling both individual employees as well as the organization to success. So now I want to bring up 4 steps that I have that you can actually implement and start doing today that allow you to start having more of those characteristics in your leadership style. The first thing that you want to do is cultivate authenticity. This is authenticity with your team, but more importantly, you being your authentic self when it comes to leadership. Any great leader that you've seen, whether it be Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, have a complete different style when it comes to leadership, and people enjoy working with them for different reasons. Oprah Winfrey, as an example, is being very passionate and very empathetic and very human when it comes to her way of leading and her way of creating a team and an organization. Steve Jobs was very much a micromanager, was very cold and calculated in terms of what he wanted to accomplish, how things needed to be done. But that worked for him, and that was a really good style for him. And his team, although they were frustrated most of the time, felt like they were really contributing and making a passionate difference, and they respected Steve Jobs as a leader. So, point to say, whatever authenticity is for you, that's what you want to start cultivating and feeling to make sure that you're able to bring your authentic self to your team and make sure that they know who you are when you start to manage them. So how do you do this? You want to start with self-awareness. Regularly reflect on your values, your beliefs, and your behaviors. Understanding who you are at your core helps to be consistent and act authentic. The second thing that you want to do is you want to be honest. You want to be truthful in your communication and build credibility that fosters trust among your team. The third thing that you want to do is you want to be consistent. Ensure that your actions align with your words. Say what you mean and do what you say. Inconsistencies undermine your authenticity and impact your team's trust. Letting your team see your human side lets them connect with you in a more genuine way. The second thing that you want to do is you want to foster emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is a matrix or a way of thinking about how you work with yourself and how you work with others, how you manage your own emotions and how you manage the emotions of others. And basically what it boils down to is how can you be a level-headed leader while still showing compassion and showing emotion where appropriate, while managing your own triggers and making sure that you don't get off-centered by something that might come up. So how do you do this? First, you want to practice empathy. You want to put yourself in your team members' shoes, understand their feelings, their concerns, and their perspectives. The second thing that you want to do is you want to have self-regulation. You want to practice managing your emotions, especially in challenging situations. The third thing that you want to do is you want to have motivation. You want to know what your inner drive is and motivate yourself and your team toward achieving a common goal. Fourth, you want to have social skills. Cultivate your communication and your interpersonal skills. Effective communication fosters understanding and prevents miscommunications. What it really comes down to is you want to make sure that you are able to connect with your employees and with yourself and make sure that you understand why you're feeling certain emotions, what those feelings are, and how to move past them or amplify them depending on what you want to do. The third thing that you want to do is you want to build positive relationships. The difference between leadership and management is leaders tend to inspire and they have better soft skills than people who are managers. So if you can be both, but if you're a manager, you have more formal authority, which is to say that when you are leading a team, when you're leading an organization, people report into you. It's a very hard line where people say, oh, I report to so-and-so and my boss said that I need to work on X, Y, and Z. That's management. Leadership is more soft, informal authority. If you want to work on a project and you get somebody else that maybe isn't required to work on the project with you, but you get them excited enough to work on your project with you, that's leadership. So how do you do this? First, you want to have open communication. You want to encourage team members to express their ideas and their concerns, and they should feel comfortable approaching you with their thoughts. Second, you want to recognize and appreciate. You want to acknowledge and appreciate the hard work and achievement that your team has done, and a simple thank you and a well done can boost team morale and foster a sense of belonging. The third thing that you want to do is you want to provide constructive feedback. You want to continually improve and build upon your high-performing team. And the fourth thing that you want to do is you want to lead by example. Now, I know that that's very cliche and you're kind of like, Ben, that doesn't help me at all. But if you want to be a respected leader in your organization, you have to be the one to set the example for how people should be working, how people should be engaging with each other, how things can evolve in your organization to gain momentum and get things moving. So how do you lead by example? The first thing is you want to demonstrate integrity. You want to always act with honesty and integrity and foster an environment where these virtues flourish among your team. The second thing you want to do is you want to show commitment. You want to show that your dedication is not just with words, but also with action, staying late to meetings if it's required, making sure that you're working hard to hit deadlines, stepping in when you need to, and making sure that you're committed. Third, you want to promote continuous learning. You want to emphasize the importance of continuous learning, engaging in professional development opportunities, and encouraging your team to do the same. And at the end of the day, when you lead by example, you're showing that leadership is not just words, but it's actions, it's behaviors, it's informal authority. It's showing that you have an invested interest in growing the business and not just money at the end of the day. And if you're looking for more information on how to be a better leader, check out this video that I have about how to master executive presence. And with that, I will see you on the next one.